I don't believe what is stopping the United States. I don't believe one specific capability will be decisive, and you know, I stand by that comment. I think Ukraine has a pretty significant capability of its own to address targets that are well beyond the range of ATACMS or even Storm Shadow, for that matter. And as we look at the battlefield currently, we know that the Russians have actually moved their aircraft that are using the glide bombers beyond the range of ATACMS. So this is an interesting argument, but again, I think, you know, for the foreseeable future, we're going to make sure that we remain focused on helping them do those things that are enable them to be effective in defending their sovereign territory.
Mr. President, excuse me, Mr. Secretary, President Zelensky and others have said that there are other strategic targets inside Russia within range that could be effectively taken out with these long-range weapons.
There are a lot of targets in Russia, big country, obviously, and there's a lot of capability that Ukraine has in terms of UAVs and other things to address those targets.
This is my video update on this Saturday afternoon, September the 7th. Let's talk about some news, and let's start things off with the NATO Collective West meeting in Germany at the Ramstein Air Base, where you had all of the Collective West military officials gathered at the air base in Germany, talking about how they can defeat the Putin, how they can continue to support Elensky in order to defeat Russia. And Austin was there, Elensky was there, and Elensky was there looking for air defense. Patriot systems is what Elensky was looking for. And it did not turn out too well for the man in the black or green t-shirt, depending on the day. Elensky is either in a black or a green t-shirt now. But Austin, he spoke to the media, and Austin said a couple of interesting things. First off, Austin said that when he was asked about striking deep into Russian territory, the U.S. giving Ukraine the green light, as well as the ATACMS missiles to strike deep into pre-2014 Russia, Austin pretty much said no. He didn't say no, but that's what he pretty much said. You could see in his body language that he was very, very concerned about American weapons being used to hit deep inside of Russian territory. You can tell that Austin is not too hot on this idea. But what was Austin's excuse for saying no to this plan to hit deep inside of Russia using American weapons, specifically ATACMS? Austin said that, look, even if we were to give the ATACMS to Elensky and tell him to use those ATACMS to hit airfields inside of Russia, deep inside of Russia, he said that Russia has moved all of their fighter jets, all of their air assets out of the range of ATACMS. So there's no real need, no real purpose in giving ATACMS or giving Ukraine the green light to use our long-range missiles to hit Russia, because they've moved everything out of range. That's what Austin said. So that was basically Austin's way of saying, nope, we are not going to, at this point in time, we're not going to give Ukraine ATACMS and permission to use ATACMS to hit pre-2014 Russian territory. That is what Austin said to that question. Austin was also asked about a path to victory for Ukraine. Is there a victory plan? Is there a path to victory? And Austin pretty much said no. He said there's no path to victory. That was an interesting statement from Austin. He said that Elensky hasn't presented any type of victory plan to everyone at this event in Germany, to all the military commanders and defense ministers at this event. They haven't seen any victory plan from Elensky. He said he's not aware of any victory plan. And he said that the Biden White House, has not seen any victory plan, though he expects Zelensky to present some sort of plan or path to victory the next time he meets with Professor Biden. So there's no plan. That's basically what Austin said. There is no plan from Elensky, even though Elensky talks a lot about a victory plan. He's going on and on over the past couple of weeks about how he has a plan for victory. No one has seen it. No one has seen this victory plan, though we know what it is. I'll get to that in a moment. But Austin also said that while there is no victory plan, he said that the conflict in Ukraine is going to end in negotiations. That's what he said. So some interesting statements from Austin. Definitely, he is concerned and afraid about crossing the Russian red line. And it is a Russian red line. Putin has said it, Lavrov has said it, Medvedev, everyone in the Russian government has said long-range missiles being used to hit pre-2014 Russian territory is a red line. Austin did say, when he was asked about crossing the red line, he did say, look, Ukraine, they have drones and they have other weapons that they can use if they want to use it to hit pre-2014 Russia. But they're not going to get anything from us, at least at the moment. Who knows? The neocons may be able to get their way, and maybe the Biden White House and the Pentagon will approve ATACMS being used to hit pre-2014 Russia. But for now, it looks like that is still a no from the Pentagon, from the Defense Secretary. Now, Elensky and his victory plan. Elensky is talking about his victory plan. So Elensky said that the war has to end this fall. That is what Elensky said. This fall, the war has to end. And the collective West, they need to give Ukraine the funding and the weapons so that they can force Russia to capitulate, to end the war, force Russia into defeat. That is basically what Elensky said, and that is what he has been saying over the past couple of weeks. That's what we know about his victory plan. But Elensky is now once again talking about the war ending this fall. He talked about it 3-4 months ago, about how the war has to end in the fall. Then he stopped talking about negotiations and ending the war in the fall before the elections. And now with the failure of Kursk and the inevitable fall of Pokrovsk and all of Donbass, now Elensky is talking once again about negotiations and ending the war in the fall. But Elensky believes that if he gets long-range missiles from the collective West, then he can launch those missiles into Moscow and into St. Petersburg, and that will force Putin to capitulate. That's what Elensky believes. That's his victory plan, by the way. Even though he hasn't said it, that's what he believes is the way that he can get victory in this conflict. You got to remember, he's a comedian. He's a clown comedian, and he probably thinks that if he launches ATACMS into Russia, then those ATACMS heading towards Moscow will create the dynamics for some sort of Putin surrender or some sort of Putin regime change, and Elensky's going to be the hero. That's how he sees things in his comedian clown puppet head. That's Elensky for you. But he was in Italy actually, and And in Italy, he was speaking to the media, and he was asked about hitting Russian territory. And Elensky, the comedian, appeared as he was talking to the media, right? And Elensky said it half jokingly, but half serious. He said, of course, we would like long-range missiles to hit Moscow, but, we still haven't gotten the long-range missiles. That's what he said, and he kind of phrased it in a bit of a joke, but he was also serious. And the crowd in Italy actually laughed. Like the press, the media in Italy that was listening to Elensky speak actually laughed about him talking about using collective West missiles to hit Russia.
But there are some mistakes. When we speak that, for example, Italia or somebody else, doesn't matter, afraid that we will attack Kremlin. It's a pity we can't. Because those long distance weapons, what you had or some partners, it's about 200 kilometers. So it's less than those distance. What about Tajani spoke?
Yeah, not a good look for the media in Italy. But that's how you know that this is Elensky's plan. Because he's giving it away pretty much. He jokes around about it, but he's also serious and he's giving it away. His new foreign minister, by the way, he issued his first statement, the guy that took over for Kuleba. And this guy actually fits in with Elensky's crew because the photos I've seen of him, he's also wearing green outfits and stuff like that. At least Kuleba, you got to give Kuleba one thing. At least Kuleba would wear a suit and tie. At least he would suit up. This new foreign minister, he seems to be part of the green fatigues crowd, right? So he's part of the Elensky group, part of the Elensky acting theater company. And in his first statements, the foreign minister, they asked him, what are you planning to do now that you're foreign minister? And this guy said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push for weapons, weapons, and weapons. The new foreign minister's name is Andriy Subicha. He's a nobody. They put him as foreign minister because he is a nobody. He's not going to rock the boat or try to take over conversations with collective West partners like Kuleba tried to do. He's not going to try to outshine Elensky and Yermak and Umerov and these guys. And that's why he's the new foreign minister. But he said the first thing he's going to do is he's just going to push for weapons, weapons, weapons. Not diplomacy, diplomacy, diplomacy. Not negotiations, negotiations, negotiations. He said his first order of business is weapons, weapons, weapons. The number one task for Ukrainian diplomacy, from the ambassador to the attaché, is to ensure Ukraine's defense capability. Weapons, weapons, weapons. The new top diplomat said in a statement published Friday on Facebook. An undoubted priority is also the removal of all artificial restrictions on the supply of Western weapons and their use on the territory of the Russian Federation. He added, he's going to try and implement Elensky's super duper secret victory plan. that we all pretty much know what it is, which is to use weapons to hit Moscow or St. Petersburg. A dumb idea, an idea that's not going to deliver victory for Elensky. But once again, you got to remember, Elensky, in his mind, everything is a movie. Everything is a freaking movie or a TV show. He is a comedian, an actor comedian. That is how he sees the world. That is how he has been waging this war. So that is the statement from the new foreign minister. And what did Elensky get from his trip to Germany? What did he get? Well, let me read you what Elensky received from his NATO Collective West partners. This is coming from the Kiev Independent. They say the U.S. pledged a new aid package for Ukraine worth $250 million. The tranche includes RIM-7 missiles and support air defense, Stinger missiles, ammunition for HIMARS, and other military assistance. Ahead of the summit, the UK announced it would supply Ukraine with a new military aid package consisting of 650 lightweight multi-role missiles, LMM, worth over 213 million. The first LMM missiles are expected to be delivered by the end of this year. On the sidelines of the meeting, German Defense Minister Pistorius announced that Berlin would deliver an additional 12 self-propelled Panzer Haubitz 2000 howitzers with a range of over 30 kilometers, worth 150 million euros to Kiev. The guns would come from the industry deliveries rather than standing German military stocks. 6 of them are due to arrive by the end of 2024, and the rest will be delivered in 2025. Pistorius said Germany will also pledge the delivery of 77 older Leopard tanks in cooperation with Denmark and the Netherlands in the near future. And a new defense aid package was also announced by Canada, including 80,840 motors of decommissioned small air-to-surface unguided rockets, CR-7, along with 1,300 warheads. Spain will provide Ukraine with a Hawk air defense system battery. The system consists of 6 missile launchers and is already located in Poland. Kiev is also expected to receive maintenance equipment and materials for F-16 fighter jets from the Netherlands, as well as air-to-air missiles that the aircraft can use to repel Russian attacks, according to Dutch Defense Minister. So, did you see in what I just read to you anything about Patriot systems? Nope. Not one word about Patriot air defense systems, Patriot missiles, nothing. So what Elensky went to get, what he wanted, what he needed, he didn't get. What he did get is Leopard tanks, some coming now, some coming in the near future. He got a Hawk system from Spain, a Hawk system. And from what I understand, the Hawk system, I could be wrong about this, but I remember reading about the Hawk system. This is an old system, an old air defense system, isn't it? It's like 30, 40 years old. Used to be very effective, but now it's just old. And that's what he got from Spain. He's getting Stinger missiles from the US. And that's it. And he's going to get maintenance equipment for the F-16 fighters. Who's going to do the maintenance? Because Biden said that the U.S. is not going to do any maintenance on the F-16s. That is what Bidenopolis said the other day. No U.S. Staff in Ukraine servicing and maintaining the F-16. So who's going to be doing the maintenance? I imagine the Netherlands. They're going to have staff at the air bases maintaining the 5 F-16s now. It was 6. Now we have 5. Maybe even less than that. So that's what Elensky got. This sounds to me, I'm no expert, but this sounds to me like it was a big failure for Elensky. This meeting, this contact group get together, and the goal of getting Patriots, it looks like Elensky really failed big time. He has failed to convince the collective West that he can win this thing. So it looks like what the collective West has opted to do is to give Elensky enough stuff to get him through another month or two of conflict. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. I'm interested to listen to Alexander's take on this. I'm interested to listen to Brian Berletic's take on this if he puts out a video on all of the weapons coming out of Germany that Elensky is going to receive, that Ukraine is going to receive. But in my non-expert opinion, this looks like it was a dud. So Elensky met with Olaf Scholz in Frankfurt. And as Elensky was meeting with Olaf Scholz, Politico dropped an article taken from Welt, from the German publication Welt, which is a partner of Politico's, talking about how Germany is still blaming Poland for the destruction of Nord Stream. That article dropped at the same time that Elensky met with Olaf Scholz in Frankfurt. And basically Politico is saying that Germany feels like Poland, they were obstructing Germany's investigation and Germany's efforts to capture Volodymyr Z and the 5 other divers who blew up Nord Stream, and Zaluzhny, who commanded the whole operation. And Elensky, according to the Wall Street Journal, knew of the operation and at first greenlit the operation. But then when the CIA called Elensky and they said, don't do it, Elensky told Zaluzhny, we can't do this. But Zaluzhny said, I can't stop it now. It's already got the green light, and that's it. It's a go. So that's the story that we've been fed, and now the narrative is and continues to be that Germany is saying that Poland helped cover up the sabotage, and they helped these guys get away, and they're obstructing Germany's investigation. And that article dropped as Elensky met with Olaf Scholz. Olaf Scholz, he put out a post on X saying, Germany is and will remain the strongest supporter of Ukraine in Europe. We will support Ukraine for as long as it takes. It was a good meeting. It was good meeting you today in Frankfurt. And there's Olaf shaking Elensky's hand. Elensky now wearing a black long sleeve shirt. For as long as it takes. We will remain, according to Scholz, we will remain the number one, the strongest supporter of Ukraine, but not strong enough to part with whatever Patriot systems Germany has, huh? They're still not going to give Ukraine the Patriots. They still haven't given Ukraine the Taurus missiles. They haven't given Ukraine Taurus missiles, and I don't know. Is Germany going to be giving Ukraine what's the air defense system they have? The Iris? I think they're going to give Ukraine a couple of Iris systems in 2025 or something like that. But anyway, Scholz is very proud that Germany is the strongest supporter of Ukraine, as Politico talks about Poland and Zaluzhny blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline, the former commander of the Ukraine military. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. It's not me. I'm not accusing Zaluzhny of this. This is what the Wall Street Journal had in their article. And Elensky knew about this blowing up of Nord Stream. And at first he said okay, and then he said no, I've changed my mind. Let's not blow up Nord Stream. So Elensky meets Pirate Scholz. Hello, Pirate Scholz. It is good to meet you again. Listen, Pirate Scholz. I know this Wall Street Journal article and now this Politico article talk about my commander, my former commander-chief, now ambassador to UK, and myself. We knew about blowing up your pipeline. Pirate Scholz, I told him, yes. At first I said yes, Pirate Scholz. Then I said stop. But what can I do? These things happen, and your pipeline go kaboom. No hard feelings, Pirate Scholz? Podolyak, get me green T-shirt in bag, and I will sign green T-shirt to my good friend Pirate Scholz. Sorry for blowing up your pipeline. Sorry for not being able to stop the blowing up of your pipeline. Here you go, Pirate Scholz. This is my signature on this green T-shirt. Now I wear black T-shirt. Oh my God. Pirate Scholz. From Disclose.tv. Dramatic collapse of Germany's industrial production, down 2.4% in July compared to the previous month. Industrial shock. Production in Germany collapses dramatically. I wonder what is causing this German industrial production collapse. What is causing this collapse in Germany? I don't know. If only there was a way for Germany to tap into some cheap, reliable pipeline, natural gas and energy and resources that's right next door to Germany. Like right next to Germany. If there was a way that they can get some cheap, reliable energy, maybe through like an underground pipeline, an under the sea pipeline, then maybe this industrial collapse will stop. But I just can't think of of any country that has that capability. Don't know. So what else? What else should we talk about? Should we stick with Project Ukraine or should we move on? Before we move on, let's talk about Elensky meeting with Lindsey Graham. So he had a meeting with members of Congress, senators, and of course, Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham posted a TikTok video, a TikTok-like video. And you could see that Lindsey Graham, he owns Elensky, man. You could see that Lindsey Graham, he owns Elensky, man. You know, he's got his hand around Elensky, and you know, you could tell from the body language, from the statement from Lindsey Graham, I own you. That's what I get from this video. But look, Lindsey, he said that he continues to support Elensky. He continues to support Project Ukraine, and he believes that Ukraine is going to be able to stop the Putin, to defeat the Putin. And Elensky, he said, Graham, he said that he will be going to Washington to find retired NATO F-16 pilots. This is so ridiculous, man. This is so freaking ridiculous. That's what Lindsey Graham's going to do for Elensky. That's how much he cares about Project Ukraine and Elensky. I care about you so much, Elensky, that when I get back to D.C., I'm going to look for some retired F-16 pilots. So that's Lindsey Graham. He said that Putin needs to see more support for Ukraine as we try to find an honorable end to this war. Victory for Ukraine. I don't know, this last paragraph from this post from Lindsey Graham doesn't look like he's very confident about a Ukraine victory over Russia. Huh? Find an honorable end to this war. That's what Lindsey Graham said. Previously, Lindsey Graham was talking about destroying the Putin and defeating the Putin. Now he's talking about finding some sort of honorable end to the war and looking for retired F-16 pilots.
I'm here with President Zelensky. I am such a admirer of what you and your country have done. You're trying to stop the Russians so we don't have to fight them. They don't want any American troops. They just need the weapons to free their country of a terrible invasion. They're sitting on $1 trillion worth of minerals that could be good to our economy. So I want to keep helping our friends in Ukraine. We can win this. They need our help.
Yes, we need, and we have already, the biggest help is the support of American people and support of our friends, thanks to Lindsey and his colleagues, to congressmen and senators from the United States. Thanks for this support, bipartisan support. Thank you so much.
Peace is coming.
Yes, soon.
So let's talk now about this story with Iran and Russia. The Wall Street Journal broke this story a couple of days ago. The White House commented on it the other day, and Ukraine just warned Iran. And the story is that Iran sent short-range missiles to Russia. That's the story. Iran sent short-range missiles to Russia, and the U.S. is very upset. They are calling this a dramatic escalation in the war. The collective West has been completely demilitarized. They've sent just about every single weapon they could possibly send to Ukraine. And now they're upset. They're calling Iran sending some short-range missiles to Russia. They're calling this a dramatic escalation. Everything that the collective West has been doing over the past 2.5, 3 years, that's not been a dramatic escalation. But this, short-range missiles to Russia from Iran, this is a dramatic escalation. And this isn't even 100% confirmed. I was reading the articles about this story, and every article said, It's not 100% confirmed that Iran did send short-range missiles to Russia. Short-range missiles, not long-range, short-range. Now, did Iran send short-range missiles to Russia? Maybe, probably. I don't know. I haven't heard any denials from the Kremlin or from Iran, for that matter, to be quite honest. But you know what I think is going on here? I think that this is the deal that Russia and Iran made. Russia sent Iran air defense systems. Remember the talk about S-400s in Iran, as Iran prepares to retaliate against Israel, and there was all the reports that Russia has sent air defense systems S-400 to Iran. I bet you they made a deal. This would be my guess. And I have no information which is leading me to think this way. This is just a guess. But I think Iran said, okay, you give us the S-400s and we've got some short-range missiles that we can give you. And Russia said, okay. That's what I think is going on here. That's it. Not that Russia needs these short-range missiles or doesn't need these short-range missiles. I think that was the deal. That was the exchange. We'll give you the S-400s so you can prepare your air defenses as you prepared a retaliation. And in exchange, what do you guys got? Short-range missiles? Okay, that's fine. So Ukraine sent a warning to Iran. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry issued a stern warning to Iran, stating, "We caution official Tehran that if the transfer of ballistic missiles to the Russian Federation is confirmed, it will have devastating consequences for Ukrainian-Iranian bilateral relations." The statement underscores Kiev's concerns over Iran's potential military support for Russia. So I imagine Iran is very concerned about this warning from Ukraine. I imagine they're very concerned. I imagine Iran's going to stop its cooperation with Russia because of this warning from Ukraine. Anyway, Trump said that if he wins in 2024, he will start rolling back all of the sanctions, Biden's sanctions, Obama's sanctions, Trump's sanctions. He's going to start rolling all of those sanctions that the U.S. has been placing on so many countries. I've actually lost track of all the countries that have been sanctioned by the U.S. And he's going to roll those back because it's hurting the U.S. dollar and it's hurting the U.S.'s position in the world as the reserve currency, the USD. So that is what Trump said. He's going to roll back these sanctions. And Dmitry Medvedev, he said, no, that's not going to happen. He put out a long post on social media, Medvedev. And basically what Medvedev said is that even if Trump wants to roll back sanctions, he's not going to be able to do it. He will not be able to go up against the deep state on this one. Not that Medvedev believes Trump is serious about rolling back the sanctions. Medvedev believes that Trump, if he wins, going by his statement, if Trump wins, he talks about rolling back sanctions, but he's not going to really care too much about doing this. And even if he does try to roll back all of the sanctions against Russia and other countries, the deep state is going to put a stop to it. And Trump will not have the power to do this. That is what Medvedev pretty much said. He said that sanctions on Russia, they were in place during the Soviet Union. They're in place once again now on Russia. He said that Russia has learned over the many, many decades and years to live with sanctions, and it's sanctions forever when it comes to the collective West, and Russia's fine with it. They've moved on. That's pretty much what Medvedev said in his statement. So Newsweek put out an article with the title, "Kamala Harris had her worst week since Joe Biden stepped aside." So Newsweek is saying that the honeymoon period for Kamala Harris is over, and she did not have a good week. But and the polls are starting to reflect that, by the way, and it's making the deep state and the Democratic Party very, very nervous. Hence all the censorship and everything that we're seeing coming from the deep state, the globalists, and the Democratic Party. They're freaking out, and they're now trying to do everything they can to prevent Trump from winning and trying to get Harris in as president. But I like the title, Since Joe Biden Stepped Aside. Really, Newsweek? Did Joe Biden just step aside, or did Obama and Pelosi go to his house in Delaware and publish a resignation letter on Twitter X? Biden dropped out of the campaign as the incumbent, as the president of the United States. He dropped out of his re-election campaign via X. That's stepping aside, I guess, according to Newsweek. Anyway, let's do some clown worlds. Reuters is reporting that Russia, China, and Iran are trying to influence U.S. elections, according to intelligence officials. So it's not only Russia, it's China and Iran, and India, and South Africa, and Mexico, and Brazil. Everybody's trying to interfere in U.S. elections. Damn it, world, stop trying to interfere in America's election. How come all of these countries just can't leave the United States alone when it comes to elections? I mean, the U.S. doesn't interfere in your elections. Why are you interfering in the U.S.'s elections? Oh boy. This Green Party minister, politician, Hofreiter, according to Welt, this Green Party guy, he wants to block X in Germany. First Green politician fantasizes about restricting Elon Musk's platform X in Germany amid fight against terror. Man, what is wrong with the Green Party in Germany? What is wrong with the Greens in Germany? They're anything but green, anything but liberal. They're the opposite of liberal, the opposite of green, the opposite of tolerant, of peaceful, of anything. The exact opposite. They're only green. They're green in name only. That is it. Seems like all the Greens in Germany, all the Green Party members in Germany are just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Anyway, we have that story, and we have Durev's female companion, not his girlfriend, his female companion. She spoke out for the first time since Durev's arrest. Yulia Vavilova. She posted, I think she posted on Instagram, actually, not Telegram. She posted, "Dear friends, new friends and family, I'm grateful to have you in my life." She wrote on Instagram on Friday. "The level of support I've been receiving is immeasurable. I wasn't able to return earlier, but I'm happy to let you know that everything is good. There's a lot of false information circulating, but that's a topic for the future." Vavilova illustrated the post with a photo of herself and several postcard-style pictures of Paris, including the Eiffel Tower, a view of the Seine, and the Notre Dame Cathedral. So as she was the female companion of Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram, who was arrested by Macron, one of the biggest stories of the year, she posts photos of herself in front of the Eiffel Tower in Notre Dame in Paris, saying everything is good. Everything is fine. Yeah, I was with Pavel Durov. Yeah, he was arrested by French authorities. Yeah, this is one of the biggest stories of the year, but the Eiffel Tower is awesome. Oh, man. And do I have time for one more? Yeah, let's do one quick one, which is YouTube has removed the channels of Lauren Chen. She's part of she was one of the founders, I think, of Tenet Media, which is implicated in this latest Russiagate 3.0. She hasn't been charged with anything. These are all allegations. Nothing has been proven. She hasn't even issued a statement, her or her husband. but YouTube has removed all of her channels. I saw her channels when all of this broke out, this Russiagate 3.0. I went to her channels while they were still up, and it's really weird because her channel was all about movie reviews. That was her channel. It was all movie reviews. Very little about politics, some social issues. She would talk about some various social things in the United States, domestic, but most of her channel were reviews on the Acolyte and Star Wars and what else? The Rings of Power and stuff like that. that was her channel. Anyway, she's now been removed based on allegations of broken seashell. So that's it. Very strange. Why would you, if you're Russia or you're RT, why would you go to Lauren Chen to sow political discourse when it looks like she wasn't very much interested in politics? I don't get it. I don't get it. I've got my suspicions. But anyway, we will end the video there. TheDuran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, Twitter, X, and go to the Duran shop. Pick up some merch like this hat that I am wearing today, or this Duran t-shirt. The link to the merchandise store is in the description box down below. Take care.